Buenas and Hafide. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. This is resolution number 191-36 COR presentation. We are here to celebrate National School Lunch Week. I'd like to thank my colleague, Senator Joanne Brown, for joining me. Thank you very much. And I'd like to welcome all of our partners from the Department of Education, from the Food Services Management team, as well as our food services management frontline staff and the child nutrition program. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. I'd like to recognize especially our superintendent of Guam Department of Education, Mr. John Fernandez, and the administrator of the Food and Nutrition Services Division, Anthony Sean Monforte, Seduas Masi, and everyone else who's here from all of our different schools and throughout the Department of Education. I'd also like to welcome my colleague, Senator Telena Seduas Masi. So today we will begin with the reading of the resolution, and then we'll give some time for everybody to give remarks and to help us celebrate and understand why National School Lunch Week is important and all of the work you do every day to keep our children happy and healthy in our schools. So let us begin. This is resolution number 191-36, introduced by Senator Telena Cruz Nelson. So I'm filling in for her today and honored to do so. Relative to recognizing the Guam Department of Education cafeteria staff, the Food and Nutrition Services Management Division, and the Child Nutrition Program on the celebration of National School Lunch Week 2021, and commending the Food Service Management Company for exhibiting outstanding performance in accommodating Guam's public school students with humanitarian food support to prevent hunger during the school closures caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Be it resolved by the Committee on Rules of Humanitarian in Guam, whereas the week of October 10 to October 16, 2021 was designated as National School Lunch Week by President Joe Biden, and the first observance of NSLW was on October 9, 1962, when it was instituted by President John F. Kennedy upon the enactment of U.S. Public Law 87-780 as amended. And the National School Lunch Program was created to promote the importance of a healthy school lunch in a child's life and the impact it has inside and outside of the classroom, with the NLSP serving healthy meals to approximately 30 million students every school day. When the Guam Department of Education schools were initially shut down because of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Food and Nutrition Services Management Division, the Child Nutrition Program, and the cafeteria staff and the Food Service Management Company employees were our frontline heroes as they reported to work and prepared nutritious meals for Guam school students during the summer of 2020. The team of employees rapidly organized and assembled approximately 7 million nutritionally balanced food packages through the grab-and-go school meal service for the students, in addition to being assigned to distribute non-perishable items like milk and fresh produce to numerous satellite sites and warehouses to accommodate students and help to alleviate health and economic challenges. And the staff practiced and followed traditional sanitary guidelines in addition to learning and following the newly added standard of COVID-19 protocols and resolutions established by the Guam Homeland Security Office of Civil Defense. And they fully cooperated in the island-wide food commodities distribution program and the emergency food assistance program under the U.S. Department of Agriculture Food Nutrition Services in partnership with Guam's village mayors and community organizations. And the teams gave their support in providing free food commodities to nonprofit organizations such as Catholic Social Services, Sanctuary Incorporated of Guam, and the Guam Department of Youth Affairs. The nutrition staff overcame obstacles such as fear and anxiety, as well as other challenges during the COVID-19 pandemic. And they learned how to acclimate themselves to the expectations beyond their normal operations to meet the demands of the community. And although they faced significant setbacks, they persevered and they carried out their responsibilities and shifted their energy and efforts to ensure that Guam's students and the community were fed, as they were a key part of Guam's community response to the pandemic. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Committee on Rules of Imina 36 de Legislatura en Guahan does hereby, on behalf of the Legislatura en Guahan and the people of Guam, recognize the Guam Department of Education cafeteria staff, the Food and Nutrition Services Management Division, and the Child Nutrition Program on the celebration of National School Lunch Week 2021, and commend the Food Service Management Company for exhibiting outstanding performance in accommodating Guam's public school students with humanitarian food support to prevent hunger during the school closures caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. And be it further resolved that the Speaker and the Chairperson of the Committee on Rules certify, and the Legislative Secretary attests to the adoption hereof, and that copies of the same be thereafter transmitted to the Guam Department of Education Superintendent John Fernandez, to the Food and Nutrition Services Management Division, Anthony Sean Monforte, Amber Garrido, Charlene Haddep, Edward Cruz, Carl Irish Davis, and Ivy Yen, to the Child Nutrition Program, Dina Lorenzo, Deandra Chargaloff, Cecile Alondes, Franklin Cruz, Matthew Sablon, Ray Lujan, and Richard Luzanta, to the Guam Department of Education cafeteria staff, to the Food Service Management Company, and to the Honorable Lourdes A. Leon Guerrero y Magahagan Guahan. So here is a copy of your resolution, number 191-36. We'll send it over to all of you to put on display in your offices. Congratulations to all of you. Big round of applause. Okay. And I'd like to give the floor over to Superintendent John Fernandez for a few remarks.
Thank you, Senator, all the senators who are here today. And I do want to join you in recognizing the staff of our food services division and our child nutrition program. Not just those at the central office, but definitely the ones out at the front lines at our schools. And I know we have our school administrators who have joined us as well. I was invited this summer to give our perspective on food hunger, on hunger issues across the country. And I was very proud to be able to represent Guam in that national conversation because I think we've been very progressive in our work as a result of being participants in the National School Lunch Program. Since 2014, we began to implement the community eligibility provision here on Guam, which allows all children at their school to eat breakfast and lunch at no cost. And we were able to, in 2018, expand it to all 41 schools. So even before the pandemic, what we felt was that no child should have to go hungry on this island and in this country. And by taking advantage of that opportunity to feed our children at no cost to them and to their families, I thought was a real step forward for GDOE. Through the course of the pandemic, as you mentioned, 7 million meals were able to be distributed to our families and to our children just within the first week and a half of the pandemic affecting Guam and the island shutting down. So it was a long process. There were a lot of adjustments that needed to be made, but the staff were out there each and every day to assist in getting food to our families, knowing that, not knowing when this pandemic would end, but knowing that the needs of the families were there. And I know that when you talk about front lines, it doesn't get any further to the front than when you're handing food to families in need. And then the third thing I just wanted to emphasize, what it is only through the National School Lunch Program that are children eligible for the $30 million being made available through the pandemic EBT program that Public Health and GDOE have partnered around. So this school year, as we try to recover and emerge from the pandemic, children who are students at the Guam Department of Education, because we are National School Lunch Program participants, are eligible for that support so that even if we shut down temporarily or go into cohorts or do other things to adjust to the pandemic, our children don't have to go without the opportunity for that breakfast and lunch through this program. So I'm just glad that the department has really, and through its staff, thinking ahead, trying to make sure the basic needs of our kids are met so we can focus on trying to return them to school for the teaching and learning that they deserve. So thank you, administrators, thank you, staff, both at the schools and at the central office, and we appreciate you. Si Diyos Masi.
The Duas Masi Superintendent, absolutely, we are so grateful for your responsiveness during the whole pandemic, how quickly you were able to stand up this program and feed our children. That was quite an accomplishment that we are so proud of and thankful for. I'd also like to recognize my colleague, Senator Joanne Brown, who joined us earlier. Thank you very much. And I'd like to invite Mr. Sean Monforte, the FNS administrator, to say a few words.
Thank you. I would like to start off also with the fact that none of this could have happened without the school level. I mean, the superintendent, he said, we got to do this, we're going to do this. But a lot of this stuff happened at the school level. The school's participants, the school principals, they really stepped up. It wasn't the fact that we just felt the need and we just really wanted to ensure that we were there for our children of DOE and from 0 to 18 altogether. So it was a great honor for the superintendent to push for this, and it was great just to see how everybody came together, worked together, and it made me proud to be at GDOE. So thank you, everybody, Frontline School, FSMC, CNP, and of course, food and nutrition.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. I'd also like to recognize some of our partners who joined us from the school level. We have Emily Meno from Ukadu High School. We have Patricia Taitino from FBLG, John Castro from Jose Rios Middle School, Rodney Joshua from DL Paris. We have Trisha Moylan from Ordot Chalanpago. I'm not sure if I missed anybody. And then all of our partners from the FNS program. And we also have Miss Michelle Franquez, the PIO from the department. Thank you for being here. If there's anyone else who'd like to say a few words, talk about their experience throughout the pandemic or working with the FNS program, I'd like to invite you to do so now. Nobody? One of our principals or?
Well, I just wanted to thank the individuals and all the support or Sodesco and the staff in our school to ensure that students are fed and getting those food out, and just watching them all receiving the food is the importance that they're all in good health and whatnot. But thank you. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Castro. Anyone else?
Yes, I would like to say a few words. So
Sure.
I would like to also highlight the National School Lunch Week, which is from October 11th to the 15th. And we would like to extend our thanks to the school nutrition professionals and our cafeteria staff for the commitment to ensure our children are well nourished and ready to succeed in school. So thank you for helping our kids be stronger with healthy, nutritious school meals. And we look forward to taking pictures of our cafeteria decorations as the theme is Wild About School Lunch next week. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Fergerger. I was actually hoping when we saw this resolution come up that we were going to go into the schools and have lunch, because we've done that in the past and I really enjoyed that time with the students. I know it wasn't possible today for the resolution, but I hope that we can visit the school soon and be with the students again and have lunch with them. And I do love the school lunch. It's really good. It was awesome the last time we visited. So kudos to everyone. Anyone else? Okay, I'd like to invite my colleagues if you have anything to say to wish everyone a happy National School Lunch Week. Senator Tyree?
Masi, Madam Chair, and thank you for the opportunity. I wanted to make sure I'm here because, just like the resolution said, and the superintendent pointed out that you really were the forefront, you were the frontliners at this. And considering you took time away from your own family to ensure everybody else was fed and taken care of, it means that I need to be here to let you know, thank you, Masi, for all you're doing. And I want you to know that I'm here to support you and wish you the very best. And if there's anything else we can do to make things better for you and provide to allow you to continue to do your work, please, my door is always open. Congratulations to you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Senator Titley. Senator Brown?
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. And certainly I just echo the comments from all of you with regards to recognizing our hardworking employees out there from our Department of Education and all the administration, certainly our superintendent, that collectively working together helped get us through a very challenging time. I mean, it's hard enough for students that were not able to come to school and then be able to distribute the lunches and then trying to adjust getting students back in the classroom and making sure they're also fed at school as well. But that's the most basic. I mean, when I was a student in public school, we always looked forward to lunch. That was like the best part of the day, not just for our nutrition, but it was just always fun. So, thank you for all the work that you do, because it really does make a difference. We kind of take it for granted thinking that, for some of these children, that might be the main meal that they get for that day. And so that's a very, very important contribution that you make to the overall education and well-being of our children. So thank you. And we are very happy to recognize all the wonderful work you do, especially the work that you've done during what we all know and will always look back at as a very, very challenging time. So congratulations to all of you and continued success. Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Senator Brown. Yes, we will never forget seeing those photos of all of you standing in the hot sun, distributing the food, the long lines of cars, the students smiling in the cars, receiving their food, and all of those photos that will live on in our memory of this challenging time of COVID-19. So we are very grateful for all that you do. We look forward to many more years of school lunch and the success of this program through the Department of Education. And yes, we stand ready to support you in any way that we can. And we'd like to thank you all again and wish you all good health and safety throughout this time. So do a smasi. And again, congratulations and happy school lunch week, everybody. And when we log off of the live, can you please stay on and we'll take a group photo together? Okay.